Wealth isn't measured in dollars, it's measured in mindset. The difference between the rich and the poor isn't talent, luck, or intelligence. It's a singular habit, a powerful, invisible force that shapes destinies. This habit isn't about budgets or bank statements, it's mental, disciplined action. Understand this. Wealth begins in the mind long before it reflects in your wallet. It's a seed planted in fertile ground, nurtured with determination, and sustained through unwavering commitment. This isn't about waiting for opportunities. It's about creating them through relentless execution. Picture this: a calm sea amidst a brewing storm. The pressure rises, but you remain unshaken. While others succumb to chaos, you rise, anchored in your discipline. This is the mentality of the wealthy. They don't waver in the face of adversity. They double down. They understand that discomfort is a precursor to greatness. Emotional resilience is your secret weapon. It allows you to navigate life's unpredictability without flailing. When obstacles loom, poor minds whine. They ask, "Why me?" Rich minds recalibrate, they strategize, they resolve to rise. Every setback becomes a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Remember this: it isn't about the applause or the accolades. It's about building a fortress of mental clarity. When you cultivate emotional detachment, you strip away the noise and focus on what matters. You respond with intention, not reaction. You command your path instead of being swept away by circumstances. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you reinforce this habit. You forge a connection between intention and action that few can sustain. Shake off the chains of doubt. Embrace the stillness that comes before success. When everything feels stagnant, keep moving. Remember, silence is part of success, not an indicator of failure. Now imagine the future, the wealth you build, the opportunities you create. It starts here, today. This moment is the turning point. Choose disciplined action over fleeting emotion, and watch as the invisible difference transforms into visible results. You have the power to command your destiny. Make the shift. Return to the foundation of mental strength and emotional control. Embrace the habit that separates the rich from the poor. You are only a decision away from changing everything. Discipline and desire are in constant conflict. Each day, you face a choice: surrender to ephemeral comfort or embrace the rigorous path that leads to greatness. It's easy to choose what's pleasurable in the moment: the couch over the gym, a late-night binge over early morning hustle. But ask yourself this: do you want to be comfortable or committed? Most remain stagnant not due to a lack of opportunity, but because they prioritize what's easy over what's essential. The road to wealth isn't paved with fleeting whims. It's structured by relentless discipline. Wealth doesn't knock on your door. It lies beyond those challenging decisions where satisfaction is delayed and effort is maximized. Visualize a moment of temptation, the allure of instant gratification calling your name. You crave a shortcut, yet shortcuts lead to dead ends. Instead, embrace the grind. Commit to actions that don't just feel good now, but build your future. When you choose discipline over desire, you're not just making a choice. You're forging your destiny. Ask yourself, what decisions will serve your future? What actions lead to the life you can envision? Stop seeking convenience. Start demanding necessity. This shift isn't just a subtle change. It's a foundational transformation. Each time you apply disciplined action to your goals, you push a little further away from mediocrity and closer to mastery. When you become accustomed to questioning your instincts, the emotional responses that govern your actions diminish. You cultivate a new mindset, one that's unyielding to whims and deeply rooted in commitment. Every moment of struggle becomes an opportunity to strengthen your resolve. Understand this: discipline is not a one-time event. It's a habit, a muscle you build over time. As you lay one brick of commitment next to another, you'll create an unshakable structure exclusive to those who persevere. Embrace that discomfort. Relish in the uncertainty, for it is the crucible where champions are tempered. Make a promise to yourself: you will not bow to desire, but will stand firm in your discipline. Because in this war between fleeting pleasure and lasting greatness, it is discipline that will carve out your legacy. Now take a deep breath, reset your focus, and step into the challenge ahead. Your future self is counting on you to choose wisely. Imagine the power of showing up every day, not for the accolades, but for the commitment to your true purpose. This is where the silent habit of the rich comes into play, consistency without applause. You see, the wealthy understand a fundamental truth. Motivation is fleeting, but routine is relentless. They don't wait for inspiration, they create it through disciplined action. Picture your mornings. Will you hit the snooze button, or will you rise with purpose? Every day, each choice either builds momentum or stalls progress. The rich thrive on routine, knowing it transforms their goals into actions and their aspirations into achievements. They adhere to a simple mental model. I don't need motivation, I need routine. Now think about this contrast. When life pulls you in every direction, what will anchor you? When doubt creeps in and your spirit wavers, let your commitment guide you. It's the remarkable ability to show up when you don't feel like it that defines a champion. Emotional resilience becomes your strongest ally. Every moment of discomfort is an opportunity. Rich minds don't drown in their feelings, they rise above them. They approach each setback as a strategic pause, recalibrating toward their mission. While others spiral into self-doubt, they double down, knowing the true value lies in persistence. Shift your perspective from being emotionally driven to being mission-driven. Ask yourself, am I propelled by how I feel, or am I propelled by what I aspire to achieve? Real success is built in the silence of diligent work, not in the noise of temporary triumphs. And remember, every time you commit to your routine, no matter how small, you are stacking victories. You are developing a muscle of discipline that, when flexed repeatedly, becomes unbreakable. This is where the new you emerges, unshakable and unwavering. Take a breath. Visualize your goals becoming reality. Then act. Move forward, confident that each step taken without audience is a testament to your mission. The real applause will come when the results manifest as audible success. But it's your quiet consistency that builds the bridge to that moment. Let this be your habit. Consistency, unfazed, unwavering, and undeniably powerful. Imagine standing at a fork in the road. One path is paved with instant gratification, tempting you with its siren call. The other is rugged and steep, but at the summit lies your greatest victory, delayed gratification. This is the choice before you. The decision to trade fleeting pleasures for enduring power. Wealth, in its truest form, is not always immediate. It's built on visions of the future, on planting seeds today for a harvest that's years away. Enter the 5-year rule. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? If it won't, release it. Let distractions fall away like autumn leaves. Focus intently on what truly propels you forward. Picture this. Every morning, a wealthy person rises and adheres to the deliberate acts that lead to their prosperity. They might forego an indulgent breakfast for a strategic meeting. They might sweat through rigorous workouts instead of lounging in comfort. While others chase fleeting satisfaction, they lay a foundation of discipline that pays dividends over time. Shift your perspective from urgency to patience. Recognize that the race isn't always won by those who sprint. It's often claimed by those who endure. When life throws chaos your way, breathe. Assess. You're not reacting, you're responding with intention. This is your superpower, the ability to pause, reflect, and choose wisely. Success doesn't need to scream. It can whisper in the quiet steadiness of persistence. Rome wasn't built in a day, but by those who crafted their vision brick by brick, day by day. Embrace this journey. Trust that every seemingly insignificant choice compounds into profound transformation. You're stronger than your immediate desires. With every temptation you resist, you fortify your mental resolve. You're not here to follow the noisy crowd. You're here to carve out your own path. Master the art of delaying gratification, and you'll discover a profound truth. Every moment of patience builds the bridge to your future success. Change starts now. Commit to this one habit, delayed gratification, and watch how it reshapes your reality. Your destiny hinges on this decision. Choose wisely and rise to meet the extraordinary life waiting for you. Obsession beats talent. It's often said that talent is the natural gifting, but in reality, it's merely a starting point. The true champions understand that talent without hard work is like a race car without fuel. It can't go anywhere. Obsession, on the other hand, is the relentless drive that propels you forward. Rich individuals don't sit back and wait for the perfect opportunity to knock on their door. They choose to pursue knowledge, skills, and experiences, turning their focus inward, improving themselves relentlessly. Picture this: a craftsman honing their skills day in and day out, driven by a desire to master their craft rather than bask in innate talent. This is the mindset that transforms potential into reality. Recognize your power. Make a daily commitment to improvement. Ask yourself, what can I learn today? What will I practice? What habits will I cultivate that will lead me closer to my goals? This shift from passivity to action, from waiting to choose, reframes your entire approach. You don't wait to be chosen. You choose yourself every single day. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every master was once an amateur who decided to show up time and again. You may not have been born with certain talents, but obsession is accessible to everyone. It doesn't belong to the privileged. It thrives in those who are willing to put in the work, to endure the discomfort and forge ahead with tenacity. Feel the drive within you. Harness it. Commit to your craft with fervor. Obsession isn't a negative force. It's a transformative energy that fuels your journey. This is your secret weapon, your unshakable resolve to keep going when the thrill fades. When others give up, you'll dig deeper. When the initial excitement wanes, your commitment will sustain you. Visualize the life you crave, not just in dollars, but in fulfillment. Your obsession with becoming better generates momentum, carving a path toward your dreams. It's not about being born into privilege. It's about creating your own legacy through disciplined, focused effort. So today, decide. Choose obsession over comfort. Transform your mindset and take control. The journey from potential to achievement begins with a single powerful choice. Choose yourself every day and watch how your life transforms. Imagine waking each day with a mental playbook designed not for fleeting desire, but for steadfast execution. This is the essence of systems over emotion, and it is precisely what separates the rich from the poor. Emotions can crash like turbulent waves, threatening to pull you under. But those who create systems, strategies rooted in discipline, can weather the storm, navigating through uncertainty with clarity and purpose. Understand this: emotion ruins more destinies than any single failure ever could. The rich don't rely on feelings. They build frameworks that carry them through. They know that success is not dictated by how often you're inspired, but by how consistently you act regardless of your mood. When doubt whispers in your ear, your system should shout back, reminding you of your commitments. Picture this: a runner at the starting line. The crowd roars. The day is perfect. But what happens when the cheers fade? When fatigue sets in and every fiber of their being screams to stop? Champions rely on their training, their processes, the systems they built long before the race began. They stride forward because they are anchored in principle, not wavering with every emotional wind. It's time to shift your mindset. Move from mood-based action to principle-driven living. Your systems are your safety net. They should shelter you from emotional storms, allowing discipline to take the lead. Ask yourself, what are the daily habits that align with my goals? What actions can I automate to remove emotion from the equation? When faced with obstacles, learn to execute your systems with precision. Are you feeling uninspired? Show up anyway. Feeling overwhelmed? Trust in the routine you've established. Each moment of unwavering action reinforces your identity. an individual grounded in purpose, not whims. This is your call to action. Design your life around systems that compel you forward, regardless of how you feel. Create rituals that cultivate consistency. Wealth doesn't directly correlate with wealth. It sprouts from reliable habits cultivated in the background of your life. Embrace the power this brings. When pressure mounts, you will thrive, not because you're exempt from struggle, but because your systems ensure you rise undeterred time and again. Build this discipline until it becomes instinctive. And with that, reinforce the invisible force that will ultimately transform your destiny. Imagine standing at a fork in the road. One path is a dead end, comfort wrapped in familiarity. The other is steep, rocky, littered with challenges. But at the end lies your greatest achievement, a life defined by purpose. This is the defining moment. Will you live by default or by design? This choice is not merely a question, it's a litmus test for your resolve. Rich minds double down when pressure mounts. When the storms of life unleash their fury, they don't flinch. They harness that power to propel themselves forward. Poor minds, however, retreat at the first hint of struggle, convinced their comfort is worth more than their dreams. Do not waver. Choose discomfort now for dominance later. Decide right here, right now, to stand firm when the world tries to drag you down. Each moment of pressure is an invitation to prove your strength. Will you seize it? Picture this. You're in the battle of your life. Sweat drips, heart races, fatigue sets in. What do you choose? Will you submit to the comfort of the couch or rise to confront the grind? Champions rise. They use discomfort as fuel, transforming potential into action. Embrace the pressure. Trust in your discipline. Each time you push through adversity, you shatter the limitations that once held you back. Remember, the rich don't retreat. They redefine what is possible under weight. They know that struggle sharpens the mind and strengthens the spirit. Visualize the power of your choices. Every decision made in discomfort is a brick laid in the foundation of greatness. You're building a life by design, not by default, not by chance. As you stand at this metaphorical fork, remind yourself, your circumstances don't dictate your destiny, your choices do. There's beauty in grit. There's honor in the struggle. Refuse to retreat when it gets hard. Instead, take a breath, dig deep, and choose the path paved with discipline. Rise today, not for applause, but for fulfillment. You are crafting the life others only dream of. This is your moment. Embrace it. Step boldly onto the path of purpose. Your future self is watching. Make the choice that defines who you are, resilient, relentless, rich in spirit. Now is the time to act. Silence can be daunting. You might feel as though you're toiling in obscurity, wondering if your efforts will ever bear fruit. Yet this is where true resilience is forged. Remember, progress is often invisible before it becomes undeniable. When you feel stagnant, understand that greatness is happening beneath the surface, quietly compounding, just waiting for the right moment to flourish. In this journey, you must learn a key principle. Silence is part of success, not proof of failure. It's a hard truth for many, especially those conditioned to crave immediate results. The rich understand something profound. They embrace the quiet moments of effort with steadfast determination. They know that every bit of discipline, every drop of sweat, is building an empire that won't be shaken by the absence of applause. Shift your mindset. Expect not instant validation, but rather the slow, steady rhythm of compounding results. This requires embracing patience over urgency. Ask yourself, what's being nurtured in this silent phase? What skills, connections, or knowledge am I cultivating even when the world seems blind to my journey? Your task now is to keep going. Keep pushing through the uncertainty. Celebrate the small wins that others might overlook. Each day you choose disciplined action over fleeting distractions. You sculpt your path forward. You reinforce the belief that wealth is more than dollars. It's a mindset backed by relentless execution. The temptation of impatience is powerful. Resist the urge to dwell on what isn't happening. Instead, concentrate on what will come to fruition. Confidence comes not from a single triumph, but from the unwavering commitment to self-mastery, regardless of external validation. Picture yourself steadfast and determined like a tree rooted deep in the earth. While winds may shake its branches, its core remains unyielding. This is you, standing resolute in your endeavors, knowing that beneath the surface, the roots of success are spreading wide and deep, preparing for the harvest ahead. So, when nothing seems to happen, keep going. Your path is unfolding even when you can't see it. Remind yourself, the results are compounding in silence, and soon the world will bear witness to your transformation. Choose unwavering discipline. Keep the momentum. Command your destiny. Your moment is brewing in the quiet. Embrace it. Imagine facing a setback, a moment that could easily tilt you into despair. While others might wallow in self-pity, your mindset shifts into gear. You understand that emotional responses are merely reactions. What you need is recalibration. This is where your power lies. Emotional detachment is not indifference. It's about responding strategically, not reactively. When life throws chaos your way, resist the urge to scream, "Why me?" Instead, conjure the words, "Watch me." Rich minds operate from a clear perspective, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. Each setback becomes a lesson. Each failure, a stepping stone toward mastery. It's not about avoiding pain. It's about extracting lessons that build bridges toward your financial and personal goals. Think about it. What good does dwelling in victimhood serve? It drains your energy, extinguishing the fire of your ambitions. Understand that the rich seek solutions, not sympathy. They extract strategies from adversity. They learn to detach from the emotional weight of failure. When your sense of self-worth isn't tied to outcomes, you position yourself for growth. Picture you standing tall in the face of adversity. The storms may rage around you, but your foundation is solid. You know that the whispers of self-doubt and insecurity are mere distractions. Instead, you focus. What's the lesson here? How can I adapt? What's my next step? You turn pain into purpose. Now it's time to shift that emotional energy into productive action. Build your responses on intention, not impulse. Every day, practice this muscle of emotional discipline. Don't allow circumstances to dictate your joy or your drive. The rich know that wealth is the sum of disciplined decisions, not an accident of circumstance. So, stand firm in your commitment. Refuse to allow setbacks to define your journey. Your power is in choice. The choice to rise, recalibrate, and command your path forward. Each moment of emotional detachment brings you closer to that wealth you envision. Every challenge faced head-on expands your toolkit for success. This habit of emotional detachment, it's your anchor. It's the invisible foundation that separates the rich from the poor. Embrace it and watch your world transform. You are not just a product of your circumstances. You're the architect of your destiny. Now go forth and build. Imagine walking the path toward your dreams, your feet firmly planted on the hidden highway of humility. You recognize this journey is not about boasting or seeking validation. No, those distractions dilute your energy. True wealth, whether it's financial or spiritual, flows from a reservoir of quiet confidence and unshakable commitment. As you tread lightly, you will realize that the most towering figures in the realm of success seldom flaunt their achievements. Instead, they operate beneath the surface, diligently crafting a life of purpose while the world watches in silence. They focus on growth and improvement, knowing that their worth is not tethered to external applause, but rooted deep within themselves. Embrace this mental shift. Your value is not measured by accolades or approval. It's about the work you do when no one is looking. Each small victory, every incremental step forward, adds bricks to your fortress of success. The scoreboard is internal. No need for public validation. Your success is yours to define. Visualize the silent strength that humility provides. It's a powerful ally, allowing you to listen and learn rather than boast and argue. It keeps the ego in check, ensuring that you can adapt, evolve, and become more resilient. You're not just building wealth. You're developing a richer version of yourself, a version that recognizes the true joy lies in the struggle and growth, not the outcome. As you cultivate humility in every aspect, you'll find that self-mastery becomes not an elusive goal, but a daily practice. With every moment you choose to be humble, you strip away layers of pretense and expose the raw, authentic you. You deflate the balloon of your ego and discover that there's power in vulnerability, a strength that invites collaboration, connection, and true fulfillment. Let this be your focus, mastering the habit of inner excellence over outer displays. You are the architect of your journey, designing a life that resonates with purpose. As you maintain this humility, you gain a vantage point that others miss. You see opportunities embedded within challenges. You discover potential in every setback. Now is the time to unlock this high road to wealth. Stay humble, highly driven, and deeply focused. Your extraordinary life is just ahead. Move with intention, and let each step reflect the masterpiece you're building within. You've made it this far, not by luck or talent, but through unwavering discipline and commitment. This is the moment to internalize the true habit of the unstoppable. Picture yourself locked in, fully engaged, and undeterred by distractions. You don't move based on mood. You march forward on mission. Imagine standing on the front line of your life, resolute like a skyscraper against inclement weather. The winds may howl, doubts may scream, but you remain unyielding. You're no longer governed by fleeting emotions. Your path is marked by clear intent. Every choice you make begins and ends with your commitment to show up, to act, to strive. Now close your eyes and envision your goals. Celestial bodies hanging in the expanse of your potential, waiting for your relentless pursuit. They aren't just dreams. They're tangible destinations forged in the fiery furnace of disciplined action. You are not simply surviving. You are dominating through sheer force of will. Feel the strength of your resolve pulse within you. With every brick laid through consistent effort, you're not merely building a life. You're constructing a legacy. It takes grit, resilience, and heart to stand firm in discomfort. And you are learning to thrive in the very challenges that seek to unseat you. Reflect on the journey you've taken. Have you not risen from moments of hesitation? Every time you chose to act rather than succumb to excuses, you carved your identity as an achiever into the very fibers of your being. Understand this. It's not about awaiting the perfect moment. You create that moment through disciplined action every single day. Now, make the promise to yourself, no matter how turbulent the seas may get, you will stay anchored in purpose. You're not defined by your setbacks, but by your relentless pursuit of your dreams. So, let this resounding affirmation echo in your mind. I am unstoppable. Transform that belief into action. Build your discipline like a muscle. Reps, not moods. Choose consistency without conditions, for it is the foundation upon which empires rise. No more waiting, no more settling. The game was never about what you are given. It has always been about the resolve you cultivate. Master it and everything else will follow. Your future, your extraordinary life, is already waiting for you to step into it. Now is that time. Embrace it.